I have been waiting for this game for actually not that long, to be honest. Probably only a few months, but I I thought it looked so interesting, combining the kind of like whatever that SCP is called, that's the IKEA thing where you like you're in a store that's infinitely expanding with these workers, made by the people that made Murky Divers too, which is like that game isn't insane, but it's a good, well-made game with a cool visual style. So I was like combining that with an idea for a game that I already really like. It was kind of destined to be good. However, um, I think it does a lot wrong. Um, which I will go into now. So, starting off, the main positive when you load into the game that you're gonna see is the kind of the old-timey nostalgic aesthetic. Okay, this is not a good example, but like in the main menu, they use the kind of old Windows XP, like with all the different tabs and stuff. And when you go to settings, it opens up different tabs, and it's really cool. And just the style of the game is really quite good. And there's a lot good. Like I said, there's a lot good about this game, but there's also quite a bit that I would change. For example, for first thing, the fucking walkie-talkie. Sorry, the the walkie-talkie. It's too big. Is the main issue here. Like that. If you combine that and the health bars in the top left, that is taking up like just under a third of the screen, which is too much to have them both be that big on the same side of the screen. This is more just my opinion. Like this probably won't bother most people. You still have most of the other screen there to see, but. Okay, I should probably turn the voice thing off so I don't get jumped. Like, look, this is cool. Having all the settings be like, yeah, that's cool. But yeah, the walkie-talkie. I also, again, this isn't really a problem. Easy fix. There's an off and on button. You press off and on, but for some reason your guy still holds it out in his hand instead of like putting it in his back pocket or something. He's still holding it in his hands, which I just felt like, why? Like especially if you're playing fucking single player, you don't need the walkie-talkie for literally anything. So another problem with it when you are playing multiplayer, talking into it like this is so buggy. And this isn't a big issue because this is something that can obviously be fixed, but it's so like awkward because you can't speak over each other. If someone's talking and you try and speak, it just won't work and neither of you will hear anything. Which I get, like that's semi-realistic because that's what walkie-talkies do in real life. But this is a game. I want to be able to hear all my friends while I'm playing the game. Like I don't need it to be realistic. So yeah, the walkie-talkie's kind of. I do like this though. When you send that and attract the monsters to your friends, like a big alert, that's pretty funny. Again, a few more complaints just before we get into the actual thing. This stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it's all kind of useless. These are like different classes or like different active items basically, but they're all useless. They all do something that like you can already get with other items. And again, perks, like these are not noticeable like at all. You don't this is funny, there being a god mode out of stock, but like none of these are noticeable whatsoever. I would always pick this one though if I were you, for reasons we'll get to later.
Hi, enjoy presents deals. The easiest and cheapest
Again,
way
this
to remodel
cutscene
your
is
home
cool
life
as
right
well.
away.
It's an intriguing opening that makes you want to play. I also love the character designs, how they look like fucked up Muppets. That's pretty cool. Like, this is really cool. Like, visually, the store looks incredible, and they do some good things with it that you'll see as well. I also like how if you're playing multiplayer, your friend just fucking dies, like, off the bat. And his fingers go through the metal. But yeah. I also think the visual blur they put on the screen, the kind of, they're obviously going for like that, it's not VHS, but that VHS-y kind of effect on the screen. I think, in my opinion, it's a little bit too much. And especially in the darker areas, it makes some things like really hard to see. So I wish you could turn it off, or at least turn it down. The movement is like basic, generic. You got crouch, you got sprint. It's not like anything crazy. You go around finding items. Like, yeah. Again, the idea for this game is so cool, and it's both very unoriginal but also like super original. A lot of the ideas that they incorporate into this are quite genuinely creative. Like, look how cool this looks. You screenshot just that. That's like impressive. Okay, let's move on to my other issues with the game. Firstly, you've probably noticed it comes up saying new objective every time you do fucking anything. Like, that will be on your screen almost 50% of the time you're playing, because it's very, like, I wish the objectives were more spaced out. It doesn't have to be every time I go into a new area. Like, the noise it accompanied with it as well is like, it's good. It's a good objective noise, but it's just too often that it's happening, and it gets kind of like grinding. You're like, yeah, I get it. I'm progressing. I do think for the size and scale the shop offers, it's a bit too compact, but they kind of fixed that a little bit in the second episode where it's a bit more open. And again, as you can see, like here, this is what I mean by the cool ideas that they've implemented. Like a store that's been sliced into half and all the furniture has moving flesh and organs inside. That's such a cool visual. But it's just for, and I was about to say that as a negative, but just for this one store, you got this creative visual just for this one store. It makes the stores feel more unique, which is really cool. I do wish there was more though, like more cool ideas like this in the different stores to differentiate them from each other. Another really cool thing, like this, that is awesome. When I first saw that for the first time, like I walked across it by accident, I thought my game fucking crashed. But no, that's a really cool, clever idea to have like around. Like spilt glue as well, this is good. You get slower if you step in it, if you're getting chased, that's a real detriment. Like, these are good ideas that super fit with the game. And again, like, they've done a lot, like a lot of these assets are made by them. A lot of this artwork is made by them. I can appreciate that, because it would have been very easy in a game like this to use like some AI slop artwork and just splash it everywhere. Like, it would have been so easy. This is the kind of game you can see that happening, but thankfully they don't decide to do that, and they keep it all like handmade. I think I'm pretty sure. But yeah, the items also, apart from bandages, feel like useless. Like, there was never a part where I was getting chased and I ran out of stamina and I had an energy bar to use it, which I guess is like a me issue. Like, if I had one I would have used it, but again, the items do feel a bit lackluster. Another problem, the puzzles in this game. I like this. This is a starting puzzle. Is quite good. I wish they'd like explained it a bit better, because it's like, it's very not well communicated. But like, when you know what to do, it gets easier, obviously. I think that this whole section of this episode is the weakest part of the game so far, and I think the end of episode 2 is the strongest bit of the game. Spoiler warning for if you're actually going to play this, but at the end, if you're playing with friends, there's this NPC, or this guy who's been stuck in here called Tim, I think, maybe Tom, T something, and he's strapped to this like machine where he's put in like a triangle. Oh, is one of the enemies. Oh, there's a lot of them. I mean, they're really not much of a threat. They kind of just wander around. If you get too close to them, they'll chase you and take a bit of your health. But anyway, as I was saying, Tim at the end, he's tied to this triangle thing, and you have the choice to either put yourself or one of your friends in his place on the triangle, saving him, and then you have to manually cut your friend or Tim into fucking pieces. Like, using a saw, slowly, agonizingly, you have to cut them into multiple pieces. And it's really good. Like, that is by far the best part of the game. That's such a funny idea, and having the choice between doing that to an NPC who is like an innocent character in this. You don't want to do it to this innocent man or boy, I think, when he got trapped here. But then you do it to one of your friends, which can simultaneously be funny, and it's genuinely, because of how slow it is, it's like, it's really entertaining and hard to watch. Not hard to watch, but like, it it emits an emotion from you, whether that be because it's fucking hilarious or because it's actually like gross. I think it's really cool. And then you use their severed triangular body parts to open the door to the exit. And then I'm kind of not a fan of the twist ending they do where you're actually still inside, but I mean that was inevitable because there's going to be more than 2 episodes, I think. So I think the movement again, like it's nothing special, but you can actually do some, like you can do some parkour. You can jump over like walls and stuff. It's not all set for you where, oh shit. This is the main like enemy of the area. Again, not a bad design to be honest. It's kind of spooky. Oh shit. Okay, I need to lock in. It's kind of spooky and like, oh fuck, he can. Okay, I was. Oh. Okay, I was gone. This game, this game can genuinely be like scary if you're playing with friends. Even though the proximity chat and the game chat is really buggy and quite annoying, it's still really good. Like playing this with friends it is fun, even though the puzzles can sometimes be. Bruh, I'm trying to talk. Are you serious? The puzzles can be a bit frustrating, especially later. To be fair, they're well-made puzzles and they're interesting puzzles, but they're not fun and they're not as engaging as I think they could have been or should have been. Oh yeah, while I'm taking these pills, another kind of big issue I have with the game, like, I don't want to keep harping on about issues I have with this game, but it's mostly because I just feel like it could be great, and I would still give this game a 6.5, 7 out of 10, which is quite good for me, because like I love the ideas it poses, I love the creative aspects of the game. I just think there's a lot that could be done better. But regarding sanity, which is what you take those pills for, which decreases over time, and like when you look at certain things, it goes down way too fast. Like if you don't have the sanity perk that I've equipped, oh my lord, it genuinely was giving me a headache when I got to certain areas and my sanity was just dropping instantly. I would take pills and then it would drop instantly, and my screen, it just goes like fuzzy. That's not a word. Fuzzy. There we go. Fuzzy and like oh my god, these are not words. It just goes fuzzy. Oh my god, it goes fuzzy. There we go. It goes fuzzy and. I thought there was a hiding spot in that corner. Anyway, when your sanity drops, your screen goes super fuzzy and it goes super red and it's hard to see, and it kept happening and it was genuinely giving me a headache. Yeah, it was not ideal. And again, I feel like these are small issues that could very easily be resolved. You're talking things like just making it so you can put away the walkie-talkie, making it so you can take the visual effect off the screen, making the sanity not decrease as fast, and then fixing the proximity chat and the voice chat, which I think is the main issue, because I was speaking to someone on the other side of a wall, and they were speaking like really far away, and it sounded like they were next to me sometimes, and then it sounded like they didn't when they were next to me. It's a bit messy, but I think the big positives for this game is obviously the style. Like look at this. This is funny. This is really funny. This is creative. I love the designs of the stupid looking Muppets characters. I do think the tutorial was a bit of a whack. The tutorial did not make me want to play the game or get me excited. But, I mean, it is a tutorial, so I'm not expecting too much. But I think overall this game has a lot of promise, because I went into it thinking potentially, I didn't really know what it was, and I didn't want to check. I didn't want to see if it was like a Lethal Company repo, or like a Dead by Daylight type of thing, or like a Poppy Playtime. And now I can see out of those games, it's more like a Poppy Playtime than anything, which I think is a good thing. Like, story-based co-op horror game is great. Like, those are so much better than the Repo ones. Even though Repo and Lethal Company, those are great games. Like, I love those games. I have so many hours on them. I just think I prefer a thing with a story. And I know Lethal Company and Repo does have lore, but that's not really what I'm talking about. So I am excited for the other episodes. Oh, here's the Tim guy. Yeah, it's interesting, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Because this game could, if it fixes a few things, and the episodes that come out keep like upping the stakes, upping the scale, and keep presenting an interesting story, then this game could be like a really, really good co-op horror game. Which there aren't actually too many of nowadays. My throat is fucking killing me. Goodbye.